Do you want to nurture an environment where people feel like they're learning, growing, and developing every single day, but you don't necessarily have the budget to send people off to conferences, to bring in external speakers and all the rest? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 9 ways to be able to create an environment of learning and development, and it will cost you nothing, and it will work whether you're in person or working remotely. Hi, I'm Chris Littlefield from Beyond Thank You. I'm the author of the book 75 Team Activities for Remote Teams. I've spent over 15 years helping leaders at top companies build cultures where people feel like they're learning, growing, and feel valued every day. Let's jump in. If you're watching this video, then you probably already understand the importance that employees on your team feel like they're learning and growing every day. Now, Gallup has been studying employee engagement for 20 plus years now. And they measure levels of engagement on a global scale. I don't know if it's every year or every couple years. And many companies use their Q12 study inside their companies to measure their employees' level of engagement. Now, inside those 12 questions, which they've found are the ones that have the biggest impact on employees' level of engagement, there's 2 questions that are directly related to people's growth and development. Question 6, is there someone at work who seems to care about my growth and development? And question 12, over the last year at work, I've had opportunities to learn and grow. So as a leader, you probably already understand that most people's growth and development happens on the job. It happens from the repetition of doing a task, observing other people and what they're doing that's working, and then incorporating into what we're doing. But many times people don't make the connection that what they're doing and their progress is actually happening unless we have conversations about it. And so when people answer the question, do you feel like you're learning and growing every day? They're thinking, did I attend a seminar? Did I attend a workshop? Did we do learning activities on our team? And so to help people make that link, it's important to organize activities on our team where they get to reflect on how they're growing and developing every day, and also organizing unique experiences that really look like those learning experiences that they may attend somewhere else. And so in this video, I'm going to give you ideas that allow you to do both and incorporate that into your normal work schedule when you have very minimal time to do it, but to be able to do it in the first 15 minutes of your meeting, or maybe just having a weekly event that helps them do that. Number 1, the 1% better reflection. There's the idea that we always want to be improving by 1% each day. So every Thursday or maybe every Friday, post the question into your Teams or Slack, how have you gotten better by 1% this week? And then have people share ideas. This can be things from our personal life, from our work, from one task that we've gotten better on. But every week post that question, and if you do, people scan all their experience throughout the week to notice one way that they've gotten better or they've improved. Number 2, TED Talk Tuesday. There are hundreds and thousands of talks available on YouTube, ranging in 3 minutes up to 20 minutes. Pick a TED Talk, and every week watch one in the beginning of one of your meetings, or organize a lunch and learn. And then afterwards have people reflect on a couple questions. Hey, what surprised you most? Or what did you take away from watching this? What from this video could we apply back to the work we're doing or back to our personal lives? Have a discussion about it, and there you have a free learning opportunity. Number 3, introduce the concept of the Houston session. And this is something that I created for some of my clients who wanted to create a learning culture of their environment and wanted people to get better at asking for help. So the concept of Houston, as in Houston, we have a problem based on the Apollo 13 mission when I think their oxygen system was failing on the capsule they were in, and they needed to problem solve, and they needed to get everybody involved to help source out ideas to be able to figure out how to solve the problem given the resources they had because they were in space. Now, many times people don't reach out for help because, you know what, when I've done it in the past, people just share the same things I've already tried and end up being just a complete waste of time. So here's what you do, and here's the idea, and you introduce to your people, is hey, when you have a problem, what you do is you call a Houston session. And before you do, you reach out and you get a people, and it may be somebody from your team, maybe somebody from a different department, but people with different perspectives than your own. And then before you invite them, you share, here's my problem, here's the things I've tried already, and here's the questions I'm trying to answer and what I'm looking for from you. You bring people together either in a virtual meeting or in person or maybe even over lunch and say, hey, I'd love your feedback or thoughts on the share. And after they share it, you just thank them for the feedback and you move on and you take what's useful and let go of what's not. But you introduce that concept. And the best part about it, not only do we get support for ourselves, but one of the best ways to acknowledge other people is to ask for their input. So it's a win-win situation. Number 4, take a course together. Extraordinary courses taught by Harvard, Stanford, MIT professors that you can take online for free through programs like Udemy and Coursera. And then there's also things like LinkedIn Learning. And whether you have an account or a license or not, you can take many of those courses for free. I have a LinkedIn Learning course on how to nurture culture appreciation at work. It's 32 minutes long. Connect with me on LinkedIn and I'll share it with you, and you can take it for free as a team within 24 hours if you do it. But there's always opportunities to take courses and learn together, and then do the course and then have a discussion about it afterwards in the beginning of your meetings. Now, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you've got thoughts or questions or ideas that have been sparked in your mind, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And of course, if you're enjoying the video, please knock that like and subscribe button and turn the notifications on. That's what helps me have the motivation to keep on going, keep on creating content that hopefully makes your job as a leader just a little bit easier. Okay, let's keep going. Number 5, the Children's Book Challenge. Now, complicated process in your department that's hard to explain to other departments or to clients or customers. Well, challenge your people to use 4 or 5 PowerPoint slides and explain that concept in a children's book that a 5-year-old could understand. Why is this a great idea? Because when we synthesize what's complicated to other people into a simple form, we develop our ability to present, to think outside the box, and to think about how we present what's common sense to us to people it's not common sense to. And it's a great quick activity for people to learn and grow together. Now, another variation on this is the billboard challenge, and have people make a billboard for that service or that function or that tool that your organization's working on, to have people explain things in one billboard and one sign so that a 5-year-old or somebody passing by would quickly understand that. But both the Children's Book Challenge and the Billboard Challenge are great ways for people to think about how could they present material in alternative ways that are easier for the user to understand. Number 6, teach me something in 10. Now, you have people on your team better at certain tasks than others. There's people who are exceptional at giving presentations, or really great with Excel, or amazing at presenting on Teams, and people who have skills about things that they do outside of work, whether they're yoga, whether it's CrossFit, whether they're biscuit baking champions. My friend Matt has won the International Biscuit Baking Championship like 3 times and has gold biscuits on his mantle at home. People have extraordinary skills that we don't have an opportunity to learn from. So as a manager, as a team member, create a list for first Wednesday of every month or the first Friday of every month, and have people sign up to teach people something in 10. And it doesn't have to be 10, it can be 30 or 60 minutes, but give people an opportunity to practice their presentation skills, share something about themselves or what they do that they're really good at that other people can learn from, and use that as an opportunity to learn together. Number 7, cross-departmental networking and meetup. Many times, specifically if you're working remotely, never meet people in the other divisions that they may be emailing with or they never even interact with every day. Organizing a networking meetup with another department, bring people together in a virtual meeting or in person, pair them up with someone from another department and have them just ask each other questions. Hey, tell me a little bit about what your normal day looks like. What's the hardest part about doing your job? What are the things that other people tend to not understand about what's challenging about doing your work? And have people have the opportunity to learn about the other department, connect with other people, and build community and learning at the same time. Number 8, difficult customer role plays. Now, especially if you're working in customer service, or even if you're providing service to other departments within your business, this is a great way to help people develop and build their confidence to handle difficult situations at the same time. So what do? You ask people every time they have a rough situation, and if you're the manager, you're going to hear about these and say, great, what was the scenario? Okay, such and such happened. They said this. Well, how did you respond? I responded with this. And then have them write up the scenario and then present it to the group in the next meeting, and just invest 10 minutes to say, hey, what are some alternative ways we could have responded to this? And then have people discuss it or even role play out that scenario. Now, another great thing to be able to do is have people create one document, whether that's a Google Doc or a SharePoint doc, whatever it is, or even a PowerPoint, where people capture these difficult scenarios and what they did and what they do differently the next time. Have people celebrate when they have these tough interactions and capture the learning at the same time, and then it lifts up everybody together. In number 9, what I've learned from you letter. Now, this is one that I heard from my friend Alfonsina, who, when I asked her who was the best manager she ever had, she talked about a leader that she worked for, who she was extremely intimidated by at first because this woman worked at a level and a pace that she had never worked with anyone before. And she goes, I was always anxious in meetings, but I learned so much from this woman every day. And she goes, she did this really interesting practice at the end of the year where she wrote everybody on her team, and this was maybe 10 to 15 people, a letter about what she learned from them. And I thought this was a brilliant way to reflect back to people that we're not only teaching you things, but we're growing from interacting with you. So whether you do this today, whether you do this at the end of the year, whether you do this at the beginning of the year, it's a great way to let people know that you're not just there to teach them and to support them, but they're also there to teach you as well. So if you got to this point in the video, it means you're a sponge and you're collecting ways to be able to create the kind of environment where people feel like they're learning and growing every day. And thank you for being that kind of leader. My goal in this channel and my goal in my trainings, in my work, in my keynotes is to make sure that I'm giving leaders like you who want to create environments where people feel valued every day, the tools, resources, and fresh ideas to be able to do so. So if you're looking for more ideas, please check out my site at beyondthankyou.com and share your thoughts in the comment below. Which ideas stuck out most to you? Which ones are you going to try? What additional ideas do you have? Throw them in there so we can learn together, we can grow together, and build the kind of cultures where people feel valued every day. Once again, I'm Chris Littlefield from Beyond Thank You, and I look forward to learning and growing with you. Take care.